Folks in Jefferson County are on cleanup duty after a weekend of intense storms, but some are worried things could get worse after heavy rain knocked out a retaining wall.
The storms hit the Broncos facility just like a linebacker. Fans couldn't watch today's practice because the bleachers were considered unsafe.
Workers at a meatpacking plant are ready to go back to work after approving a new contract.
We finally saw some big storms hit the metro area, and they were tough. They left behind quite a mess. Strong rain bringing serious flooding. Like this, the video at a garden center in Aurora. Look at that. The storms didn't just drop a ton of water. There were lots of places in Douglas County that saw a lot of hail. So much so that some drivers were not able to navigate the roads that were suddenly covered. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Steve Stager. The good news is that we're drying off to start the week and warming up too. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi keeping an eye on all of that. Thankfully, not as busy as you were this weekend, Chris.
No, and I think the South Metro area in particular could probably use a little bit of a break. It's certainly some of the burn scars as well after the deadly flash flooding over the Aspen Acres burn scar. Here's a look at some of those rainfall totals. These are top ones from the South Metro area from the Wednesday through Sunday time window when we had that recent surge of monsoon moisture. 3 to 4 inches in some cases, and worth noting, basically all this fell in about an hour or two combined. So when you get that much water in that short of a time span, you're going to see what we just were showing you a second ago. But again, notably calmer today. Just a few isolated storms in Washington and Yuma counties right now, but pretty low impact stuff even out here. And again, just some weaker storms, not even close to severe limits. A few gusty little pushes trying to make their way through the Front Range, but pretty quiet overall. Maybe an isolated gusty shower between now and 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, though, a much better chance for showers and storms, and it looks like Wednesday could be a day to watch in terms of that next chance for some widespread showers and storms and a severe weather threat. I'm going to have more details on that in just a few minutes.
Some Jefferson County homeowners are cleaning up mud and debris after Saturday's rainstorm caused a retaining wall to fail.
People living in the Dutch Creek Farms community say that they are worried the damage could get worse if more rain comes. 9 News reporter Amanda Gilbert joins us live from just outside the Littleton city limits tonight. Amanda.
Yeah, guys, real quick, I want to show you just how close the retaining wall is to the back of these homes. People who live here tell me they think that the back of their property line is about 15 feet away. So some of them are still dealing with water damage today. Some neighbors in Jefferson County are dealing with muddy backyards after a hail and rainstorm Saturday.
Your entire backyard is mud.
A lot of mud and water came into our yard.
Brian Jesse says the retaining wall right behind them failed.
Kind of sent a tidal wave just basically right down the side of it into our backyard. As you go around, this is at least 6 inches of mud and debris. It continues through the whole yard.
Brian says they're one of the lucky ones.
Lucky in that it's not inside. This is, more or less ruined. It's at least 3 other neighbors on the street did get water in their basement.
Normally, weather damage catches people off guard.
This was all flowing like a river.
But Dutch Creek Farms neighbor Paul Clark wasn't shocked.
This is a pretty good sized structure that we had an issue with to begin with.
Paul says a new housing development is in the works above this retaining wall, and he's been worried.
We don't have confidence right now that the integrity of the wall structure is sound, and if you load that potentially compromised structure with houses, it can be catastrophic.
He's mainly worried about homes slated to be built near the edge of the wall.
Much more than just the water, yes. We want those 12 houses to be eliminated from the project.
Especially after this weekend.
It overwhelmed the wall and the drainage control that they did have in place. There was more of the water through the wall that was more concerning to me.
For now, Brian says they have sandbags around their window wells and yard in case of more rain in the near future.
It's going to take a lot of work to get it cleaned up and get it restored.
And Jefferson County did get back to me with a statement not too long ago. They said their big focus right now is on controlling erosion and preventing any more storm damage. They also said they are working with the developer to assess the wall's stability. In Jefferson County, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Amanda, scary video there. We appreciate it. We should point out that 9 News also reached out to the developer for the new West End Ridge property that is Dream Finders Homes. We haven't heard back yet.
The Broncos got a taste of some of that severe weather too this past weekend. The team posted on social media today saying due to damage from this weekend's storms, the bleachers for fans are unsafe. Our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss says it really wasn't rain or hail damage because they look fine. The high winds, though, moved the stands and they didn't pass safety inspection. To be safe, the Broncos closed training camp to the public today. They say they hope to have everything fixed and ready to go by tomorrow. You can get another look at the Broncos and get all the action right here on 9 News. This Friday is the Broncos' second preseason game against the Green Bay Packers. Our coverage will start at 6. You can also watch it for free anywhere in the Denver TV market. You just look for that Broncos stream on the 9 News app and 9news.com.
The superintendent of a youth detention center in Golden that briefly shut down last year is now on paid administrative leave. The Colorado Department of Youth Services suspended Lindsay Miller on July 20th, pending an employment investigation. Program manager Justin Tomsick was also suspended indefinitely. They work at the Lookout Mountain Youth Services Center, which closed for 2 months last year due to what internal emails described as, quote, basic safety failures. The Division of Youth Services told 9 News today safety of youth and staff there is the highest priority, and adjustments were made to the leadership team to ensure continued stability.
A man was sentenced to 28 years in prison for shooting at another driver after a road rage encounter. Oscar Granados was convicted back in April on multiple counts, including attempted murder. The incident happened in October of 2024. Dashcam video from a witness shows his SUV driving alongside a truck on I-25 near Highway 36. He fired multiple shots, hitting the truck's driver and causing them to lose control and crash. The victim survived.
The months-long lockout at Cargill's meatpacking plant in Fort Morgan is over. The union representing workers there says that they've reached a deal on a new contract. About 1,700 workers had been locked out since May after contract negotiations broke down. But today, union members voted overwhelmingly to approve a new deal that gives workers a $2.15 per hour raise over the next 5 years, excuse me. The union says that raise is front-loaded so workers make more money earlier. They also say that workers will be eligible for larger bonuses than the original contract offered. Workers will be phased back onto the job over the next 30 days.